Hello YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a quick comic haul. Fell off the wagon again and went to the Peddler's Mall. So, so it's mostly a dollar haul from the Peddler's Mall, y'all. But I did have some interesting pickups, so I'll tell you a quick story too as I go through these books. I won't keep this very long. The first book we have up is, first I wanted to show this pop I got, the Giant Man. Man, scored that real well. In a previous video, maybe even my last video, I had a couple of slabs I was going to be selling. So I got to one of my LCSs and they didn't have any cash on hand. So that happens every now and then, which I don't really understand. But I mean, to me, you got to be ready to buy anything at any time or you're not going to make it. But in any case, they didn't have any cash on hand. So I don't generally like to keep a whole lot of store credit floating out there. And there's not always so much that I like to pick up at these LCSs because they're mostly geared to newer collectors, you know, variant type collectors. And I collect some of that, but on the rare. Mostly I'm collecting, you know, back issues and proven keys, if you will. So anyway, and new books that I like on pre-order. So anyway, they had these pops, and I had a ton of these pops. And they had just bought a collection of pops, probably why they didn't have that much cash. So I just raided through them, and they were having like a 50% off sale, so I was able to use that against the credit, and you know, sold them one slab and walked out with like 7 pops, so it was awesome. So up first we have Marvel Comics Presents #1. This must be volume who knows. So I don't have it in a clear backing board, but it's got a nice little wraparound cover. I assume that's Devil Dinosaur, even though he doesn't look real devilish in that one. But yeah, Marvel Comics Presents #1, whatever volume that is. I really picked it up because I thought it had a sweet-ass Taskmaster on that. Really like that, and I'd love to know who the artist is on that. It looks almost like Campbell. It says Campbell and Delgado, so maybe it's Gabriel Delgado? I don't know. Is that a person? I don't think that's a real person. All right, we'll look it up and we'll flash something on the screen in post-production. Next, I couldn't pass this up. It's a Milgram cover. It's Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, and a special guest starring Spider-Woman. And I don't know that I've ever seen a book that had Spider-Woman dressed in the black costume before, kind of a symbiote Spider-Woman. So I'm interested to see if that's part of the storyline, or they just kind of dressed her up for the cover, or, you know, you never know with some of these books what they're going to do, or if it's just a costume, or if it's an actual symbiote piece. It looks just like maybe a costume, but she's trying to match him. You know, every now and then my wife and I will go out in matching outfits. Yeah, we're that couple. So, and then sorry if I'm a little out of breath. We did a workout this morning, and that Peloton is trying to kill me. I swear. I don't know. Maybe somebody's after my collection. Next we have X-Men Archives #1 limited edition series featuring Captain Britain. It says double-sized issue. These are pretty cool. I have to say, I was flipping through this last night after I got it, and I was really enjoying it. It's just Captain Britain, kind of like, I guess you could say, a trade of key appearances. So as some of you may know, if you know Captain Britain's storyline, he kind of like disappears and he comes back. So he has a first British appearance, he has a first American appearance. So they kind of go through each of those stories. It's about, I guess, 4 or 5 stories in here. And they all just go through the highlights of Captain Britain. So really, really cool cover. I mean, that's just awesome. You know, I love Captain America, but man, that Captain Britain outfit looks pretty tough. I liked all that Union Jack going on there. That looks cool. So really happy to have that. So I'll tell you my quick little story. I was at the Peddler's Mall, and that's become like a bastion of, like, every comic collector in the city, or, you know, hashtag, you know, small town, whatever. Every comic collector in the area goes to this Peddler's Mall and picks through the dollar bins at this Peddler's Mall. It's basically like an indoor flea market without any attendant, right? So anyway, you see all the people that do these like Facebook Live shows, and the other LCSs all send people to this Peddler's Mall to raid the dollar bin so that then they can upsell the books for more money. So it's crazy all the people you see there. So I get there, and one of the usual guys is there, and he's like, "Oh, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. I already went through it all yesterday." And the guy hasn't updated because the guy usually brings in a bunch like every Tuesday or Wednesday. He'll bring in a new long box, and then it'll get rummaged through. And he's like, "Oh, there's nothing here. There's nothing here." And I'm like, I said, "That's fine. I don't really worry about when people talk to me like that, because they're not looking for what I'm looking for." Most of them have a very, very small, even the sellers on Facebook. Here you go, Flashback Uncanny X-Men -1. I've been picking up some of these -1s when I see them for $1. They actually do fall or try to do like a prequel for all the major Marvel titles at that time. So this one is a -1 for the X-Men, so pretty cool. So anyway, the guy keeps like saying, "Oh, there's nothing here. Don't worry about it." I'm like, you're not looking for what I'm looking for. These guys have a very small amount of knowledge. Generally, they only know the ultra keys, and they only know the more modern stuff, and they kind of just look by character. So like there was one guy I remember there, and it was the same guy one time, and he was like going crazy because he saw those DC lenticular covers, the ones that are like that big. Those are dollar books, but he's like, "Oh man, I found the entire set." I'm like, "Now what are you gonna sell? You got 20 of them. You gonna sell them for $10? What are you doing?" But anyway, let those guys have their fun. Now, every now and then, a good book gets pulled out of there. I hear all the time. There's been, I've passed on. I remember when I was first collecting, I had passed on several books that were big books at that time that I didn't know about it. So, it's all. My point is, just because there's 10 people scouring over a long box, don't think that all the good books are gone, because a lot of them don't know what the heck they're looking for. And there was a time in my collecting, I didn't know what the heck I was looking for either. So, and a lot of these guys still don't. So they're just grabbing books that they think look cool and that they think will make them money. And if they can buy it for $1 and sell it for $4, that's making money. So, all right, and last but not least, we have some nice Ethan Van Sciver art here. With Green Lantern Rebirth number 6 of 6. So this has everything going for it. I love all the Green Lanterns on the cover. I think that's tough. I really like that. I don't know who this one is. You guys might help me out on that. So I know that's John Stewart, or what's that guy's name? Grog or something like that? I don't remember what his name is. You got John Stewart. You got Hal Jordan. Don't know who that one is. And then you got what's his name? The redhead jerk. I can't remember, but I do know it. Guy Gardner. So I can't remember who that one is. So I don't know. Maybe you guys know who that. I'm sure you all know who that is, but I don't know who that is. But Ethan Van Sciver, he's doing a lot of silly stuff on YouTube and all that stuff. I try to ignore all that kind of stuff and just focus on what they are really there to present. And in this case, this guy's here to present the art. And I enjoy, his Green Lantern. His work on Green Lantern really is his definitive work, I think. Compared to all the other artwork that he's done. Every character will have a short list of artists that are preferred for that character. One that always jumps out at me is Wonder Woman. There's Wonder Woman had such great artists on it. You got Perez, you've had Adam Hughes on that line. You've got Byrne. It's just so, and of course with older characters, there's tons in the pantheon of artists. So anyway, for Green Lantern, I think most Green Lantern fans will always turn to Ethan Van Sciver as being one of the best Green Lantern artists. And this book just looks fantastic. I love how elongated their arms are. You can almost say it's cartoonish, but to me, I really like the stretch that he gave them all, because it gives them kind of a supernatural or mystical power that's kind of pulling them forward with the power of the ring. So I just really like it. Anyway, that's my quick pickup. Oh, one more thing. So maybe y'all can help me out on this. I have no idea what this is. So this is it says Secret Wars 2015, and it's just a single sheet, and it looks like it would be a poster, but it came with all the other ones. So there's like 4 of them total, and they all connect into one poster. So here's one half, since I can't show the whole thing at once. So there's one half. There's the bottom and the top of the left side. And then there is a second half here, like that. So it's pretty cool. I mean, for $1, I got all 4 panels. But I can't find anywhere, like, how was this distributed? Is my real question. You know, how did this come? Was it for a shop? Was it kind of like a promotional shop thing? I mean, there's only 4 pieces, and it makes an average size poster, you know, like, you know, worth size of 4 sheets. So I don't see why they would bother to cut these up into 4 separate pieces, and why not just ship the poster as is. So I don't know. You all let me know what that is, because I have no idea. If you know, so a lot of questions today, not a lot of answers. So if you all know, just let me know in the comments. But I appreciate y'all, and we'll catch you next time on BUB'S Comics here. So read a comic. Thanks. Bye.